Good morning, good morning, good morning. We are live 1 minute before the market opens, and we are checking out the positions that we have. And as we can see, we're down a little bit this morning. Market is still moving down. And hold on one second. Let me adjust the volume on that as we get some. Pull up my feed to make sure that we're streaming and everyone can hear me. Let's see, did I just unplug that? No, okay, there we go. Now, bond market's live. It's about where we were in it. We've been in that position for 23 days. It's been up and down. Here goes the market open, and we'll see these options prices adjust as the market opens. American Airlines is down. AMD's also down, still well above our trade position for September. And we are showing a little bit of open profit. Oh, no, a little bit of open profit from today as it bounces up, but down. Brent, definitely this down market will produce opportunities for trades. Silver's bouncing up. Bonds are rebounding. And as we can see here, we'll see that the volatility, and these are 15-minute delayed, but volatility spiking up. As vol spikes up, we should see an increase in premiums. So we're going to want to trade the premiums on the way down. I just like to run through and make sure there's nothing I need to manage. We'll come back to this. And the only one here would be August 25th. 5 days out, but we're still out of the money. And then don't need to roll that yet. SpaceX is still printing money. We will roll this next week. We could roll this now. Let's just take a look. We could roll another week out. I'm going to wait, but if I were going to, in the down, roll this 140 to 140, we'd buy it back for the 460, roll it out 1 week at the 140, and sell it for 610. So we'd pick up $177 for that week. And I'm going to wait. I want to let the theta burn some of that off. So we're holding 200 shares, which is tying up about half the market cap on that. So 50 cents on the dollar, but it's basically tying up 1355 or 13,500 in market cap. So 13,500 divided by 2, 67.50. So we would have picked up 177 in a week on 67.50. Pick up 2% a week on that. Still printing money on SpaceX, but we're going to wait. We're going to allow a little bit more of that decay to burn off and make this worth a little less, and then we'll roll it out next week and pick up another 7 days of premium. SPY, nothing managed there. So let's look at QQQ. QQQ in the market is bouncing up this morning. I might have been a little slow, but we're in a downward trend. Volatility's up. So we're going to take a QQQ trade. It's going to be our only trade probably today on the 7-day trade on QQQ. Right here, there's our position we rolled out to get some more room in there yesterday. But we're looking at the 7-day QQQ. We're going to run down here to the 16 to 10 delta. Here's the trade I like right here. 690, sell the 690, buy back we'll go 40 wide, kind of my standard, buy back the 650. Let's see what it pays there. So using $4,000 risk, we're making 144. I would love to see this at $2 or $3, but 144 divided by 4,000 risk, 3.6% in the week, and we target about half that. I'm going to trade 2 of those. Filled right away, and then I'm immediately going to set that to close, buy to close, sell to close. We did it for about $1.40. I'm targeting $2 total for the week or for the trades today. So I'm going to close that at 42. And that's my trade for the day right there. 2 contracts, sell the 690 put, buy back. So if for those that are new, don't know, we've got 3 people on. Welcome in. If you're other than Brent, let me know who you are. Throw me a wave, say hello. But we are selling the 690 put and we're buying back the 650. So we're maximizing our risk on that at $4,000 and we're getting paid $1.52 per share, so $150 or $142. And then we're setting it to close at 42. So hopefully this bounces up today and we close it out. If not, we'll look for trades tomorrow. But that's it. In and out of the market in 5 minutes today. Not much going. It was a pretty easy trade for me to see. If you got any questions, let me know. I'm going to save. I'm actually going to make a withdrawal probably this week because this is how we pay the bills, right? So take some money out. We'll bring this back to about $100,000, leaving us about $20,000 in buying power. We should see some of this stuff close out, but I want to leave some of that buying power available for more of a dip. It looks like we're pushing up right now. It looks like this is pushing up. I don't know if anything changed. But if we push back up into this 720 level, a lot of that stuff will close pretty quickly. We'll just have to wait and see. So thank you very much. That's it for the day. No show tomorrow. I've got a lot going on my plate. I will be back Monday. So do me a favor. Had a bit of a... Oh, HD took a bit of a dive. Are the spreads too wide? Let's take a look at Home Depot. So Home Depot actually had good earnings, but Home Depot, Walmart too had what I thought was good earnings and yet plummeted. So let's look at Home Depot real quick. Thanks for asking, Brent. Let's look at the chart. So first off, we're going to go on this. We're going to look at the chart. This is the 1-day chart. So it gapped down here and opened lower, increasing. That should increase volatility. Let's look at the options. So we've got a 45 IV rank. And on something like Home Depot, I would either trade a weekly or I'd trade out to either September 18th or October 16th. So let's just take a look at the weekly first. Those spreads are still too wide for me. 284, 440, right at the money. Look at those. It's just huge. There's no, I'm not trying to trade that. Let's look at September. Still $2.20 wide. Don't like it. October, $3 wide. Those are still wide. So here's the problem with the wide spreads on that. If I was just selling a naked put here on margin, I could put in for the 720 mid, or I could even start at like $8, $8.10. I could put in at the ask here, and I could become more of the market maker, or 805, and run that. And that's actually, if we look at that, we're going 57 days out, $5,200 in buying power, $800 in potential profit, max profit, 800 divided by 5205 for, what is that? 15% for 57 days for 8 weeks. That's a good number. Here's the problem. When I'm going to try and do a spread because I want to limit my liability, I could run that and go to here, add that in there, and we're only $1,000 wide, but let's look at the difference on here. It says 282, but it's not. It's 625 and 520 are the actual, like if I just took the market on that, and while the number's not bad on that, we're talking 6.25 minus 5.2, we're making $1.05 or $105 on $1,000 risk. It's not bad, but I don't want to make that. I don't want to take that trade because I feel like there's too much play in here and I'm going to have trouble closing it. So I just don't, the numbers still make money, but the risk, I probably would run it Honestly, I'd probably run it here. I'd probably run it 310, 300. And if we look here at the 310, 300, then now we're only making 45 cents if we trade that, unless we get the mid. If we can pick up the mid and we pick up 18%, that's not bad. And we're max risking $1,000. But again, the spreads make this really hard to get that filled. So, and I don't want to necessarily try and fill it one leg at a time. So while the numbers are there, if the spreads were tighter, if that was a 25 cent wide, even a 50 cent wide maybe, I'd be all over that. I'd love to see a 10 cent wide. But $1.20, $1.30 wide, I'm kind of hesitant because I think it's also going to end up being hard to close. Hope that answered your question, Brent. It's not a horrible trade. If I was trading it naked, then I would, and not meaning I'm sitting in my office chair naked, but doing it without putting any protection on. Well, this just gets worse and worse. All right, we're just not going to trade that naked or clothed at this point. We're just going to not make that trade. Thank you very much, folks. It's been 10 minutes in and out of the market, and I have got a busy day scheduled, so I am done. If you have any questions, feel free to post them. I do look at those. We'll be back Monday.